Welcome, guys. Breaking Sunday pump. Oh, it's like a couple weeks already straight. We have a nice Sunday move, but like I'm saying, don't pay much attention to that kind of push into the market because people are coming back from the weekends and smashing the bottoms randomly. It is nice to see some movement on Bitcoin, but it's still facing quite a lot of resistance. We didn't regain nothing yet on the high time frame. It just a little bit push into the RSI. But I'm gonna mention in a second. But first thing first, I'm not really gonna pay attention on the long short ratio because that's one. It's I don't bother with the retail. I'm just always covering the top traders. So they are a little bit more long. That's fine. But that might switch as well quite quick. So far, liquidity-wise, we still having some below us. We didn't wick into that one, but we took out the majority of the local liquidity above it. We didn't regain anything yet. Let's that be clear, guys. Be careful with it, and let's see how high we still gonna end up to go. So far, high time frame. We still are not really like into nothing. Like there is only a pocket of 117k ish area. So going into that pocket straight, that's gonna be a big ass dump into the lowest positioning on 90k. Right? If you start to grind into that one and hold any structure, then that might change and we might even end up a little bit higher. So far, it's just a small bounce into the resistance locally. Let's see if we start to regain anything because there is not much even to gain. Yes, leverage liquidity is there. But overall liquidity of the market, it's quite thin. It's we used to have quite thicker and bigger and much more volume liquidity above us or below us, right? Even below around 90k, it's like okay, that's fine, but that's not really like something really major on the big side to take out first, right? That's why I say Bitcoin still can do a 20k range. That will be really freaking juicy for the alts, and everyone will have that kind of explosive move from alts eventually. What they're aiming for, but so far we still grinding into the higher positions of the liquidity. We didn't regain the 108, and we left behind quite a chunk below us. We didn't wick into as a support. We still can come back for that without even breaking stuff to the downside. So let's see how that's gonna play out eventually. Max Pain, there is quite. I was looking at monthly. Technically, we still far away from the max pain on the longs, on the shorts. So we could carry on to 13. Let's see. Below us is 105. I was kind of aiming we're gonna reach that. Still left it a little bit more behind on it. And the rest of it, RSI is not really important. Bit size, I'm gonna use Katoshi because the legend one, it's broken. I don't see the chart. I see the bits, but I don't see the chart on it. So what's going on over there? Yeah, we had really good hold. That's been quite aggressively hold by above 100 or 1k bits. It's been a while we saw those ones. So far, it's good. We wick into the mark below into the 106. I thought we are gonna go a little bit more deeper. We didn't. We straight up went for the resistance ones above it. That said, be careful, guys. Those kind of moves we're gonna see quite often right now. Market is quite dead. You have to wick in to the lower liquidity, and then you start to turn around quite quickly. Those kind of moves are going to be aggressive and often happening right now because, I mean, we still kind of recovering from this whole dump over here. And after we build up something, we straight went lower. So be careful just with those kind of moves because they will be aggressive, and that's what they want. They really want you to get into the positions, quite nice, tight. Gonna be waked out, stopped out, and then the market's gonna carry on. So still facing higher. I just really want first to regain this hip, and then see if we're gonna get into that pocket over here. That's the major one. What I want to see regain. If we're not gonna regain 113, then we still gonna carry on into the range as this. Maybe we're gonna come back and then another one, or even lower. Right? But that's still the major area to regain. That hip is fine, but still on the higher time frame on the 113. I'll go cover that in a second. Possible even. Okay, never mind. I don't. VIX. I've been quite vocal about that one. We had the 3-4 movements into the 28 area that I've been mentioning as well. I got a notification about that. Even the 22 got flipped. Right now, if we start to do and go higher up, I'm aiming for 34. That's the whole range that we fail from it, and we might even spike higher. We are still not out of the woods. Just because we need to wait for the market opens tomorrow, we're gonna realize when and how deep the wicks went, right? But still, even we still can hold this area or this quite structure over here what we build up and still do another move. Right now, I'm quite on the side that we're gonna do something like this over here, right? This move over here, what we had to the upside, we straight went down and we grind it up. So this gonna be as well like a little bit more downside, then move to the downside on it, on the VIX, of course, and then we're gonna flip on the Bitcoin. Eventually followed by as well a move. So that's gonna be a small range. Still, we're gonna do the bigger one to the upside, and that's gonna be the bear market. So right now over here, I don't even think we're gonna get close to 15, 14 area, not even close by 17. So far, we're gonna do something like this, sideways, and then one more explosive move over here. That's I have a feeling that that's gonna happen. And kind of looks like still after this move, we just technically regain all of this what we did over here. The only reason what's holding us down is all this intake what we had it from it 60 area, right? That's from the April one. So yeah, technically I'm aiming for that. Let's see how the VIX gonna be looking like tomorrow. That's gonna be tomorrow. That's gonna be in 14 hours. Yeah, so that's gonna be before London opens. So anyhow, it's gonna be interesting. So far, we did hit 2 levels. I mean, it will be wonderful if that's gonna do something like this, right? Going into that and then break, but I don't think so. Not now. I think that's done. After this move, I think we are quite done. We seriously need to break something on it. So far, we don't do it. Following with Dixie is quite in the range as well. If you look at it, so be careful with it as well. We still can regain that. We didn't do that last time we came into the 99. We still can regain the $100 and then go into that on the 2 resistance ones, but we still aiming. We kind of doing that. We holding the structure, so don't be surprised if the dollar is gonna go a little bit more higher so far. But then eventually the most perfect scenario what you want to have is to break 97 and go base 96 again as a support, because we've been there twice. That's double bottom technically, if you want to call it like that. And right now we are facing to get into the resistance above us. So that could be as well potentially a pullback into the market, especially on the Bitcoin, not really on the market. But let's see how that's going to play out. Delta 3, we almost freaking close below the market is fucked level. So yeah, that's as well another area that I'm like iffy about it, because yes, we kind of doing exact the same thing what we've been over here from the all-time high to the all low from technically August what we did. Yeah, and then we grinded up higher up. So far we've been failing twice already, the whole structure. I'm not gonna consider the whole wick anymore right now. I'm just based on the structure on the bodies. So far we've been freaking failing it. Right now you need to regain the 1 trillion. If that's gonna be the case, then we're gonna have to face the resistance on it. Coming back into it, we're gonna have a major move back and then start to grind again. Be careful with it, because that can go as well into the range. Potentially that's going to be as well healthy for the market, because stuff's going to move quite heavily around. but I'm not sure if you're gonna even regain that 1.18 trillion of the whole market area. Yeah. I would like to be surprised about it and prove wrong. Specs still a little bit sideways. That was quite dead price action after that whole move that someone was smashing quite big amount of it and moved everything quite heavily into the 4K and $800. Still a bit sideways. We could even come back into the 403. 4003 area over here. We still could hold this as a potentially range, right? So coming back into that, doing something like this, and then popping up again. Let's see. That's gonna be the case. But I just want to mention, like, this did fucking 35% move from the moment I've been calling that we're gonna fill the wick and we're gonna break out from it straight ahead, and that was already in June. So yeah, but it is quite nice. Bot did take most of the freaking profit of it, and it's already like drying out. So I really want to go a little bit more lower and fill it up a little bit more. So that's quite nice on it. Just want to mention as well, Netflix, what I'm aiming for, it had a really perfect bounce from the bearish underside retest. Let's see if we're gonna go a little bit lower and start to break anything. If we start to break the 101 area over here, then that's gonna bring us way into 101.0 area over here. And that's gonna be the lowest that you want to go before we're gonna bounce. If not, breaking that, let's start to collapse. Hopefully. Surprise. I don't think we're gonna have CME gap this week, so that's fine as well. So far, it's looking like we are kind of in the same area that we lost it. So let's see. Nothing major to say about that. And the second opinion on my that I'm a little bit facing that we're gonna go a little bit lower as well. We're still grinding on the dominance higher up. After the week, what we settled, we had a quite failure of it, but now we start to still regaining and holding on that low. So if that's gonna be happening, we're gonna come back into the 60 area and then we start to flip and fill up the whole wick, maybe till the 64-ish percent. So far, we had the up movement momentum. So if that's gonna keep doing, you start not to break anything to the downside, then yeah, you might see some placements definitely on it. So yeah, watch out for it as well. Be careful and set your levels with alerts on it to be alarmed if something's gonna happen. So far, it's still not really clear which direction we're gonna go eventually, because like, yeah, that was a quite aggressive move. We had this technically a sell-off from it, but still we didn't break the major low on it. So we're holding it right now on the 58. But yeah, it is still uptrending. So that's a bit of a worry. And for people that been interesting about the volume as well, we had that breakout of the dead volume on it, and we came back into it. So I think that's gonna follow as well. That's gonna follow as well, and that's gonna do something like this again and start to break out maybe. Let's see. But yeah, I don't like that. I rather to do like completely moves and keep doing those bigger moves, but I don't think we're gonna get that anymore. Back to Wix. Yeah, we're still pushing into it. 1 hour interest is that we are quite overheated already. Let's see how we're gonna start to close the 4 hour right now. So technically, we start to regain the small hip over here. That's fine. That didn't bring us quite low, like I've been mentioning as well. Let's see how deep we're gonna go right now. 110, the full retest of the on the side of the support resistance. It used to be support, now it's resistance. So cool stuff. And yeah, there is a juicy liquidity as well above us, and point of control. That's as well quite nice to know that we might face some resistance when we're gonna come back into it, and the whole volume profile is quite thick above us. So be careful, because that's gonna be quite a struggle to regain that as well, and it's not. Don't think we're gonna do it in one go at all. And 4 hours start to get a little bit more overheated. So yeah, and it's Sunday, so people been smashing the green bottoms. together with retail, so don't get surprised if they're gonna be punished as well sooner or later. Oh yeah. And if you look at it as well, so far we even don't do the bigger volume event that we used to have it on Friday. So that volume is even lower. And the price moves. So I don't like that as well. For the next week coming up, we technically don't have that much into it. Core inflation rate, yeah, that's important. That's quite nice to know if people are like to be informed about that, but there is nothing major for numbers. So we still could do some sideways moves, some dead price action to pick up some pace as well, and to bring some people into the market after the whole move. So we still are a little bit more into the aftermath of the whole dump that we used to have 2 weeks ago, or a week ago was it? I don't remember. Anyhow, capital flow index markets start to pick up. We are still into the neutral zone or below the neutral zone, so there is not much of the movements. It's just that people been smashing the green bottom, but without like big volumes. So we start to recover from the retracement of the Friday, and that's set as well on the Dixie, but that still is quite high. So I would rather see Dixie coming back below the neutral zone and the whole market start to flip, and that's going to be a nice driven movement, and market will blow off a little bit more. So far it's just a push higher. We didn't still even retest the low of that move, and so there's still potential to do some sideways or coming back for the low. So be careful with it. I'm gonna cover that in a second. And I have something as well to add up for the capital flow index after I'm gonna go through the market update on it for the next week. Yeah. 4 hour. It looks sorry, that's a daily. 4 hour, it looks nice. Still, right? The three major freaking candles on the on the chart, it looks always appealing, and people are smashing the green bottom. But please remember what happened as well over here on Sunday. Right, this is exactly the Sunday move, and then we had the retracement. So be careful that that you're not gonna be stopped out if you're gonna do something like this. Still possible, still can happen, and even then we start to regain the previous low with the new high, and we failed that quite significant. So be careful with it. Like I said, I like the Sunday pumps, but you need to be careful with them. So far on 4 hour, what do we need to do is to regain the first 109. That means close anything above it and start to hold your support. If that's going to be happening, then yes, we're going to phase into the resistance of this move. This is as well quite heavy resistance with this buildup of candles, right? And as well, and significant failure. So far, that's going to be nice resistance for you. And let's see if we're going to regain that. Technically, what we just did with the whole move, we fill up this whole candle. So funny enough, the whole move what we just did from today or tomorrow, all this, right, it's been filling the fair value gap, 3.2%. So there it is. But now we need to regain, and then you're gonna see the strength on it, and potentially you're gonna go higher up. But this is the first resistance you're gonna face, and then of course we're gonna have some much more liquidity below us that we didn't fully take with this wick. So be careful with that as well. If you're gonna come back lower up, but it is still up, right? Even on the oscillator, you can see there's potential still higher up. If we start to reverse on that one, that's gonna be significant. But yeah, it's cool. It's nice. We've been grinding, quite dead price action. So what does it say? Liquidity, liquidity. What did you grab with the wick? Quite a chunk of it, and then you just get into the liquidity that's been shorting this move. So yeah, obvious price action so far, right? And then you start to get into the bigger stuff over here. So if you get into the liquidity, then there is it. And the resistance is going to be quite heavy as well on it. So you've been quite heavily failing the lows. Not only you fail from a previous low on this whole move, right? Even on the previous one as well. And on this whole structure over here. The only thing what is barely holding us right now is the price action from 198k. So going back into that area, let's see if we're gonna settle the proper support without that wick. So far, that's still the aim of holding. If not, we're gonna fail that and then do some nasty things on Bitcoin, what I quite like. Overall, on the high time frames, so especially right now on the daily, still we that's what you want to break out of the 150. So that's the aim, to go higher up for it. And then eventually what you're gonna do is the underside retest of 121. Right now, and especially right now, this is as well the whole freaking stupid fib yet. Perfectly even fit into the bearish underside retest and the previous weekly above us that didn't been even retesting. So let's see how high we're gonna go and how high we're gonna stay, because I have a feeling that that's gonna be the last push into the all-time high, or even maybe a little bit higher. Yes, we can wick into that and then come back. So that's a little bit on daily. Not much to say. We still holding under the 100k, so that's fine. But yeah, we're getting 15. You're gonna go higher up. Weekly, that's kind of the most important thing right now. What you want, it's close right now where we are. You want to get come back into that, so I don't think it's gonna happen. Don't think we're gonna retrace all of that what we just did. I mean, could be, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So holding on 108, that's still fine, but that's a bearish close as well, secondary. So if we're gonna do the third one, open up as well, coming higher, and then retracing all of that shit into this pocket over here, right? So then we start to change a little bit more of character and trend, right? So that's on the weekly. So be careful how that's gonna be open, because we still can come the whole week. We can come all the way over here and then fully retrace that, right? All possible. And then monthly, that looks really rough with all of this above us. So imagine we're gonna go for the fourth, fifth time already into it and retrace the whole shit, then that's done deal, right? And you can even quite perfectly see the 123, how quite resistance it is, right? This area over here on monthly. That's quite heavy. How much do we have? What's the day today? We still have 2 weeks. That's going to be quite interesting 2 weeks actually to follow and see how this is going to play out. Because like I say, if the next week, oh geez, if the next week is going to play out, we're going to open up handle over here, right? Right now, go up and then retrace all of it. And then the third one going to do exact the same. Then that's done deal. Monthly open, if that's going to be quite low. When is the open on? Failing it right now. Yeah, so this is the area that you seriously need to come back and close anything above to be bullish enough on the high time frame to go even above the 130k or get into the 30k. You need to close above the 115 weekly already, and then daily. So there is another move that you need to do, almost 7% today in 6 hours to regain that stuff. I don't think that's gonna happen. And already you are getting into the resistance on the daily, right? Be aware of that. That's always, I mean, I just want to point out the things that that you guys need to be aware. I don't want to scare you yet. That time will still come, and I'm gonna do a duo with Stu as well. But still, this is the resistance that you're getting into it, right? Obviously, what you are doing right now went all of the way down. We had a nice pump. We retrace. And what do? What's that? Be careful that you're not gonna do this, because that's a perfect RSI retest on the side retest of the RSI flip that you did. Be aware of that. I know it's daily. Some people don't like that because it's far away, but don't worry, this is close enough to be heard. Remember that. And yes, we still can pump higher, right? We still can do this. Wick into it, come back, close, and then bye-bye. But this is the daily time frame. I mean, if not, then use the 12 hours if you, because that one been quite heavily and quite nice as well, failing from that high. And now what you're doing is just retesting your bearish position from all of this that you fail from, right? Be aware of that. So yeah, even 1 hour and 4 hour looks quite nice and juicy what we did. Because to be honest, yes, it is good. It's nice move. The 6% move from the lows. Yes, it is. Are we doing something? So far, we're only pushing into the resistance. We don't regain anything. But still, we gain this, this, technically this, and most perfectly will be this. This is quite a way as well into the resistance area right now, right? Is Bitcoin able to do it in one go? I mean, could be. It used to do it. Is it able to do it now? I'm not sure yet about it. But that's the whole idea about it. You need to zoom out as well and looking into the chart, like what we are doing, what we used to do, where is it? And then even if you don't see things like I'm showing you, the best thing what you can do, go to settings, switch off the wicks. You don't see it. So far, like if you look at this range over here, I can draw on it right now because the drawing is gonna pop up. If you switch on of the wicks and you see this range, and we've been into the all-time high, regained that, and then straight from the all-time high, you failed below all of it what you build up from July, right? So far, yes, you still can come back as high as 115 for the continuation. Regaining that, you aim to regain the highest resistance area right now. That's the 124-ish area. And yes, it's a good, nice move to the upside. But overall, structure-wise and market-wise, doesn't help it. Yes, it helps only to alts to push a little bit higher. What's going to happen after that? You're still facing into resistance on Bitcoin, the highest one that you've been failing quite heavily from it. So be aware of that one. And I hope this shows you as well what does need to be done and where we are, right? This looks nice, 2 nice pumps. But what do our face right now? Resistance of this area. So technically what we are having right now here, this is quite nice because this is an M pattern, what we built from the upside. So coming back into that, it could do something like this again, or we could do something like this. Because that's always support or resistance you build when you go lower or higher. Remember that. That's a really nice trick to know and to see. And like I've been saying, switch off the wicks to see the complete structure if you need it, right? Because the swing points are from the structure, not from the wings. Wicks is killing the whole fucking market. The structure is in the bodies. That's the most important. So far, what we're doing, yeah, facing into the resistance above us, we need to flip that resistance. Doing that means going into that, going back and holding it, and then you start to grind out of it, right? Hope that's obvious. And then you start to see the whole V bottom structure on the higher time frame. But yeah, make sure you understand that and you see that. This is quite key level right now to see how, I mean, overall, there's going to be a shitty weekly close. But still, it can be a little bit more positive closing above the 108, 107 levels from here, right, to holding that. That means still we are holding this area of the block of structure, right? We are not even going back into that, maybe wick, and then start to do something like this, right? So that's overall on the market right now on Bitcoin so far. So yeah, this move is good. If someone catch it, great. Happy for you guys. But make sure you're not gonna be caught up and think that this is gonna blast through the all of it what we are facing right now. It's still possible that we're gonna come a little bit higher up, but the main area to regain is 105 and 15. Okay, this is the main area higher time frame. This you need to regain that, go higher. If not, still possible to do this, right? And I don't think that's gonna be quite surprising for people that we're gonna do this, going back and then right. Oh, look at that! Somehow we changed the whole structure and character on it. How come? Right? I think that's a little bit obvious. So yeah, and to be honest with you, like yeah, some coins needed it as well. From us, we need that liquidity to come back into the market. Are we there yet? I don't think so. We still didn't fully recover of it. Alts even like say that every single asset is facing the resistance right now as well. We are already like quite heavily, heavily, not really heavily, but still aiming to get quite heavily overheated on the oscillators, right? With only the move that we did from the lows to the upside, like let's say 10%. So that says as well, like everything has been quite heavily hold by Solana as well. Like that's coming back into the area that we fail from exactly right now. Then you have as well the resistance from the 204 area, right? So yeah, even if you hold on this one, this is still, if you want to call it stupefib, then this is still the stupefib area that you aim for. Why? Because you've been failing twice the low from it, and you broke technically on this hip on the higher time frame. You're still holding it, so that's saving you. For the lower time frame, it's quite nasty. So quite deep. But yeah, still cool, still good overall. This I seriously would like to see something like this, like dump, going back, range, hold, and then the V bottom area over here. That was freaking perfect. It was really, really clean and nice. Over here, we had a similar one. Continuation, another one. Right now, so much. Could be. So yeah, that's still facing to go higher on Bitcoin. That's still good. But yeah, even try to regain this area over here, that hippie. That would be nice. Because then regain that coming into it. So you could hold on your support, right, and grind out of it. So that's potentially gonna do the whole V bottom area. Let's see. But the market's gonna be open up as well on Monday so far. I like to see this Sunday pumps. Gives you a little bit more perspective that there is some people who likes to buy things. But yeah, cautious on it as well. Because like I'm saying, volume wise, it didn't move quite yet. So it's quite nice to see the market. Right. Second part of this recording and video is gonna be the capital flow index. I want to mention something for you guys to hopefully maybe understand it, use it as well into your trading, but well with leverage or with spot backs. So this is mine, technically I'm using. I have one more on a different trading view. It's a little bit more personal. But this one I've been trying to build up for you guys. And this is as well a way of using it. Use the Bitcoin chart no matter which one. Use the Bitcoin chart no matter which one. Move your oscillator windows like separate maxed out. And then one capital flow index. Put it on manual. And no matter what you put it into it. But I like to have like the index information, right? So that's going to be a little bit on Bitcoin. total market, Dixie, and VIX. Why? Because not only they don't correlate with each other, but then go against each other. So what does that mean? Means if anything's gonna be over here, then the other one's gonna be over here. So that's gonna be crossing each other, right? That's what you aim for. So is that doing right now? Yes, the market and Bitcoin is aiming to go higher. Dixie and VIX is quite low right now, right? Obviously, the market is going up from today or tomorrow, yesterday or whatever, right? That's obvious. So that cross you always want to aim for. This is one indicator of where is the market going and how is it moving, right? So potentially this still goes higher or not, or we're gonna see a flip into it, right? So next to that one below, you put all of your assets that you're holding in spots or you want to trade, whatever you want to see. But so far, if you want to do the correlation between those two oscillators or indicators, then you are aiming for the market and the Bitcoin, of course, to be highest as possible, Dixie and VIX as lowest as possible. Then, of course, what does the euro market do? This. And to make it a little bit more nicer as well, that starts moving already from February, Friday. Sorry, Jesus Christ, my brain is off. Friday, the 17th. It's been already moving higher. All of those stickers over here, and you can see the flow score as well, like 25%, 52, 35. That's quite as well heavy, right? What it did. Most of them, the top ones are the shitties or the meme coins. They're quite moving, right? They don't need that much volume to be moved, but that's fine. ETH as well, carry on with them. Right? Bitcoin still can go higher. Hype is in neutral line, so that still can pop higher up. And then, of course, you have the normal alts, Injective, AVEX, and Solana was there as well, somewhere over here, I guess. Had it, I think so. Yeah, Solana is over here in dark color. So this still potentially can go higher, right? From your neutral line. So that's how you use this asset. You can see like, okay, what's the market doing? Is the index dumping or is it like below the neutral line? Cool. That means the market's going to go up. Are we going to find any entries? Yes, of course. You go to the asset and then see, is there any possible structure or anything that you learn from your strategies or your technique to trade, use them, and then there it is, right? Or what I'm doing with this most of the times, I have a rule: every single asset is going to be below minus 24%. So technically, this area over here, that's a spot back. Buy, trade it up, right? And then you're gonna sell it when that's gonna be around above the 60 or area or something like that on the high time frame, right? Not on 4 hour, but I'm using it most on the daily. But then still, look at that. So for now, 4 hour look how the 4 hour looks like on the crypto flow index, right? Bitcoin and total market is quite above the neutral line, 20%, and Bitcoin is already on 46%. Go on the daily higher time frame. Where are we? Right? That whole move, that's on the lower time frame. Obviously, right? We've been just saying that as well while we've been doing the Bitcoin thing. So obviously that was lower time frame move. So far, we still aim to go higher, right? Because still the VIX and Dixie are above the neutral line. And Bitcoin did use a small movement with the market. So yeah, obviously we could grind it out and do the flip again, but then on the higher time frame, right? So this is well like how you can see how are your coins performing, because eventually zoom out. If you do this, and you can say every single asset that's gonna be above this line to, let's not go too crazy. Let's say 95%, right? Around this 95%. This is profit taking area, right? Every single asset that's gonna be below this line, minus 70. Let's not get crazy because they're not dumping that hard or not on the indicator, right? It's a buy. Always as that. Yes, it's still continuation, but that you can see if you're gonna have something like this, right? You have quite a bottom and then you start to do this. That means the volume coming into the market and even coming above the line of minus 60, then yes, that's still obvious that the volume is coming in because we start to reverse on that. That's how I like to use it. And obvious as it gets, this is it, right? This shows you how your portfolio performs, right? So don't look at this thing with how many percentage you need to be in the portfolio, because you're never going to be able to do that straight ahead, because that's calculate after the move is done already on it. So I will not even look at this percentage wise, but then do your own math with your own funds, like where do you want to be in, right now, like for example somewhere in September, right, was good plan to buy ETH, because ETH was at its lowest, and then it did the whole move to the upside, right? And now it's even holding on the neutral line still. So yeah, that was great area to buy anything, even though it was spot. I don't say like you need to put like leverage trade on it, but buy spot, no matter what, right? And look at you can see like every single time you came into that area, you've been skyrocketing into the 60% area over here. And that's the area that you're going to take some profit, or look at the charts. How does it look like? Is it continuation still? Yes. Because this still over here, when you came in with, I guess that was AVAX. Yeah. With AVAX over here, you had a small drop and you had a continuation over here. So it all depends how your structure looks. But then still, that's the area to take some profits on it. Right? And that's what I've been using for quite a long time. I don't know what this is. Put it so okay, never mind. But yeah, right now we are at the lowest, almost most of the coins, right? So yeah, is there an area to buy? Definitely, it is still on some of the coins, like they're below. So okay, another thing. What I'm like to do, this is your neutral line, 0, right? Obviously. Then I like to settle another line in between the neutral lines. So that's going to be 25, 30-ish area, some over here, right? Because that's the half of the move. And then a half of this. This is it, right? You don't need nothing on it at all. And then you just set alerts on it as well, on those lines. Or on the indicator, you can set alerts as well on different assets as well. Flow index, that's the second one I need. And then you have the all of your assets. Independent, you can set alerts on it, right? So asset 1, value, you want it to have like below or around 50, front run it a little bit, right? Set 50%, set alert, and you're going to be notified when the price or the volume, the indicator will reach that area. Done, right? That's how you deal with your spot backs. Obviously, if you buy them on the right time, not the tops, and you're going to sell the bottoms, but that's how I'm dealing with, right? Non-stop. Does this make sense to you guys to have this? Even this, only this by himself, is already a great indicator and information wise, what is happening with the market and where are we right now? Because so far, look at that monthly, right? Dixie and VIX are quite low. What's going to happen if this going to go over here on the monthly? Where is this going? Right? This gives you a quite overview of the market, percentage wise, what it does. Weekly, look at that. Yes, we still can go higher on the weekly. That's definitely happening right now. Daily, same thing, right? Even 4 hours, no matter the time frame. But this is how you can build out your own indicator with information, what's happening with the market and where are we, without even moving away from trading view, right? I like to have everything in one place, and this is how you do it. Easy as that. Make a new tab, give it a go, and that's how it works. On top of that, if you have your own both of them as you own manually, right? You can have as well like the sector wise. That gives you as well kind of idea of the market movement, right? But that's only the top 3 significant coins from all of those assets. But still, it's pretty good because, like, I've been calling the privacy coin over here, and since the time that in August I've been calling that shit, it went even above 100%, right? And you don't need to do nothing. You just look at it, watch it, and react on it. This is the whole idea about it, right? This will do every single thing what you need to do for your portfolio to keep it track. If you don't like journaling, or like you don't have the head for it or whatever, or you can do it in any kind of perspective, no matter what, this is kind of your journal, right? If you set it up with those levels, alerts, and even with the top ones, like I did with the index, or with the sector ones, no matter what, you're gonna do it on it. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you knew it, but this changed as well. It pissed me off today because I couldn't find the indicators. Uh, but this is well like a journal for you, right? Because same thing, like you buy over here and it gives you the opportunity to buy this and you're gonna sell this. So already not only journaling for you the whole process of your move, but you have already a target as well, right? Oh shit, I know already why that line was. That line was important because I'm on the. Oh fuck. Okay. Remember not to fuck it up. Anyhow, but you get the point of it, right? I guess to use those 2 indicators. I try to give you opportunity to manage your spot backs, and you can do it with seriously like with whatever you want it, right? So you have like options to use 32 assets. By all means, go ahead and fill it up and react on it. That means set the levels for yourself and see, okay, what's injective doing right now, and that's on a monthly chart, right? Injective. Okay, let's go on injective and see how that looks like on a monthly, right? Where are we? Quite shitty, but what do we need to do? We need to hold this on monthly level, right? This is your level to hold on. Are we gonna break that? Then, oh boy, we still could fill up this week, hopefully, and then turn around. But that still said, we are far from even reaching out for the high or the resistance above us, right? Okay, and that's on monthly, I understand. But then, does it show you the right information? Yes, it does, right? This is what I'm seriously like start to give as well to my students, that to try to implement with them, because this is quite helpful, especially, and that's going to be the fun part. Right now, it's a little bit more boring-ish, I guess you can say, but the fun part starts to be in a bear market. Imagine you're going to have this area, for example, if you're going to be on a daily in the bear market, right? And you're just going to buy every single asset over here when it's going to reach, and adding to it constantly, right? Curva alert. Bro, seriously, to be honest with you, I was thinking about it to, what is it? Sounds? Yeah. Thinking about it, if is a possibility to add your own sounds to it. Imagine what I will do with it. Like, oh boy, my girlfriend's. Oh, okay, I'm gonna sleep outside for sure if those alerts gonna go off my speakers. Anyhow, but yeah, using this tool in the bear market not only would give you quite nice entries as well to add up or DCA into your coin every single time, because not only you're gonna forget about it to buy the freaking tops, right? But you start to aim for the lows of every single move and still DCA into that bigger bag on you, right? And then of course when the market is gonna turn around on you, boy oh boy, you're gonna be happy that that's gonna do something like this, right? And you don't need to think about it. Like set your assets, right? What you want to trade or what you want to buy, set the alerts, and you're gonna be notified about it. And that's how you're gonna deal with your bags. right? Set lines as well in between. I used to do it, and then watch happening, and don't like. Obviously, if you're gonna have 32 assets over here, please be aware. Don't use the alerts on the speakers. Like, make sure you're gonna have like only notification on your phone or something, because that's gonna blast through it. I had it once and it killed my speakers almost. uh, allowed to use this for the bots? What do you mean to use this for the bots? Of course he's allowed. And everyone is allowed to use it. I'm giving to you guys. This is fucking free stuff that I'm giving to you. Like, yeah, he's allowed. But how do you want to use this for the bots? Like, if the asset's gonna be below, then the bot's gonna buy. I mean, it could be. You could combine that. Like, yeah, definitely. But yeah, like, understand this. This is a quite powerful tool, guys. I'm dead serious with it, because if you're gonna follow, you're gonna set a new rules for yourself. You're gonna wait till the asset's gonna be that low, and then only you're gonna react on it. So all of that noise that you're having in between this whole move, it's gone, because you're not gonna listen to it. You're gonna wait till this and this gonna happen, right? So already you are like compressing all of the noise around it, uncertainties and confirmations, what you need in one indicator. That's all. And you can as well clearly see in the breaks of it, right? Highs coming back into it, technically retest and then failing, right? It works kind of like a charts. Oh, and by the way, if you don't like those lines, like, by all means, you can smooth them around, right? Just adding one to the smoothing, it can give you those kind of lines if you like them. If you into that, that's fine. You can change it whatever you want. It's gonna give you exact the same reading, right? If not, then go to the styles, and you can change whatever you want. Like, freaking, if you want bubbles on it, by all means, do that. Process, like, go crazy with it. I don't care. Like, if you want this even, you can set up technically those kind of charts, like even better ones, right? If you like those readings, because then, but then you cannot have like more assets at once, because it's gonna be cluttered. This as well, like, gives you quite idea how the asset moves, right, from the neutral line. This is quite a nice tech, by the way, or even those ones. So yeah, like, obviously you continue, and then you start. Oh, this is quite neat, actually, right? The first candle that's not gonna be above the second one, the previous one, that's already gives you the sign that S is gonna turn around. There you have it, right? Obviously, same as the high time frame bots on the Wave Master. There's plenty of ways of using it, and please, even by all means, like, you can tag me. Though this one is quite as well made. I had a couple times those ones, but they are quite big. Tag me as well into your settings and show me what you're doing, right? Because it's quite interesting. Seriously, this is quite fun to play around with it, and it's easy. You can break it. That's the fun part of it. You cannot break it, or even columns, right? But yeah, you can go crazy with it. Make it as your own. That's the best thing. And this is it, right? There's nothing to say about it. You still, on most of the assets, you are below the 60. That's fine. You are aiming to go higher up. Cool. How does the high time frame look like? That could change as well a bit, right? Obviously. Last time we've been there, we had a nice run up. Can we do it again? Definitely. What is the data based on the create the graph? Create this? It's technically volatility movements, right? So the volume base and percentage, both combined into the indicator, what is pulling out from the informations. Because when you, the thing is, it needs, like, yeah, you can do it single asset. For example, right? It's going to show you this because yeah, showing you capital flow index on single assets gonna gives you the reading of that assets only, right? Now the fun part starts when you start to add things to it. That means it's gonna combine those two as well and read them as they opposite or from each other. So right now, what do we do on the weekly, right? Dixley is moving a little bit higher and Bitcoin starts to drop. Adding VIX to it, look at that. It spreads them because the movement of those three separate. It's already different, right? And it need to fit as well into the chart. So it need to be a little bit more visible, right? And then the third one, of course, that gives you the filling into it. We update this area where I will. Oh yeah, it's gonna be okay. The thing is, I never do that, but I'm gonna update this twice on the MDX, and I'm gonna add to the capital flow index stuff. Okay, I'm gonna cut it. I try to cut it out of the video. I'm gonna upload it as a separate video then. Okay. I hope that's gonna work. So yeah, this is just the way how I'm doing this, and it's been quite profitable, I can tell you, because yeah, you cannot go wrong with it. Obviously, it's give you quite nice readings, and next to the next to your bags and your trading style and whatever you want to do with it, it gives you quite nice overall market information, right? But based only on the charts technically and the volume, right? There is nothing like FUD or there's nothing like fundamentals about it. No, it's only the charts all together. That's fine. How they move. This is the movement of the charts. Done. Yes. Right? So yeah, you cannot go wrong with it. Definitely not. And believe me, it's gonna change the whole trading style what you're doing. It's gonna make you way easier. And I'm sorry that I'm gonna say, but you're gonna get a little bit more lazy after you're gonna use this. But it's gonna make life much more easier, and that's what we want, right? Making money while doing nothing. So hey, there it is. And this is really, really awesome stuff. I've been like, how many months or not only a year I've been mentioning this stuff over here that I'm having. So yeah, I hope this is quite clear how that works and how you can combine it and go crazy with, right? Maybe I didn't even go through everything because I'm a little bit too lazy and too busy for it. But this is what I need. But if you need more on it, please, by all means, add to it and see how that works and show us as well. Like mention me in the chat or whatever, or different mentors, and show us how that does it work. Because you can do it on so many things. This is such a powerful tool. Like for example, try to use maybe the SPX or something into it, right? Or I don't know, maybe the communities we have, the different styles as well. But dominance, right? You can use it as well with dominance. That's quite fun as well to see how they are performing. So instead of having those stickers, right? Let's switch them off. Let's see how that works with dominance. BTC. Oh, dominance together with which one we want? USD dominance. ETH, right? Could be as well nice. No, I'm in the dark, so I can see my keyboard. Dominance. What do we have more? See? What is it? Oh, fuck it. You can do it as well like that, right? And see how that forms and how that works, right? Gives you as well reading. Maybe a little bit more stable-ish, but still, right? But that's okay on a weekly. But if you go to the daily, for example, what do we have? USDT, BTC, quite high, Dixie low, start to flip that. We might even go higher up, right? If not, we still continue lower. You can add so many things to it. It's crazy. Oh, the drop of ETH, right? Over here. Maybe I need to change the colors, but anyhow, you can read it. The drop of ETH happened over here, right? But Bitcoin went all of the 39%. So there it is. There is the flip, right? The correlation of it. Dixie is still stable. USDT dropped as well a little bit. So that means if USDT drops, that means the money coming into the market or out of the wallets, whatever. But most of the way you think that it's coming back into the market. That's as well a perspective of see. If USDT go lower, then I mean the assets are going higher, right? And vice versa. That's the way how you can see the spot the correlation on it, right? So yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play around with it, and it's easy as it is because there is not much to change of it, and you can change the data, but only on this is on price. Sorry, but you can change the volume of volatility on it, and yeah, see how that works for you, right? Let's add the not the dominance. Yeah, so work it out, play around with it. If you have any questions, by all means, like seriously ask. That's why we are here. Don't know anything to set it up or need help with it, like ask us or one of us. We are here to help. But this is a little bit the way how it works and how it performs. And like I've been saying, like the way how Viking said, that's great as well to have it in your mind as well, understanding that if the asset is around this area, it's still continuation, right? Be aware of that because it's still same. It's gonna be over here. It's still continuation, go lower. Still, you're not gonna do something like this, right? Obviously. So yeah, keep that in mind. But that's why I say like this is the area as well to take profits, right? I don't like the way that you need to find an area to trade right now over here because that assets can do something like this. So I'm not really on that side. I'm always buying the freaking support and shorting or taking TPs on the resistance, whatever. But I like to buy it on this area for any potential movement or adding into my bags and taking TPs over here, right? That's how I like to work it. Yeah, this is really, really amazing tool. And if you start using it, then this is going to be your journal eventually, or a part of your journal, or the way that you're going to treat your bags quite differently, and you're going to have a better point of view on the market on top of it. Because not only you can do it on a lower time frame, but you can go crazy as in doing it on a weekly and do that instead. Buy every single thing on a weekly because then you're going to have massive spikes in your bags every single time you buy it around the 60 area, minus 60 area, right? And yes, the data might not be that historical because it is a high time frame, but still, right? So yeah, I hope you find it quite useful. I hope so because this is really, really useful tool. I hope you can use it into your own advantage and you're gonna make fucking billions from it. That's the whole goal and aim for, right? So yeah, let's have a let's go back into the charts and see how Bitcoin is performing. And then I'm gonna call it a day because I'm gonna have a quite busy week with meetings, calls, and whatever coming up. So gonna be hectic. Anyhow, do you have any questions about the capital flow index or overall what you want to know or any takers so far? Please, by all means, now it's time. Nice, Orca. Happy that you like it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. Cool. It is in relation to the other asset selected. It's not in a relation, it just calculated different. If you have multiple assets over here, it's gonna calculate differently because it need to fit into this chart, right? So eventually it's need to like adjust a little bit. But overall, the whole idea is to give you perspective, like where are the assets, right? So if you are oversold or overbought, you can look at it as well like that. Or are you already in the area to take profits, or are you in the area to buy something, right? The percentage moves, yeah, it's there, but I'm not really paying attention to it. I'm paying attention, like I've been saying, into those areas over here, those boxes, right? Those boxes are the most important because that's the buy, that's TP, or re-enter, or ECA, whatever you want to call it. And then overall market view, right? Are we doing where we are right now? Because yes, RSI can give you as well, like, yeah, we are overbought, overheated, or whatever, oversold. But then market-wise, like, where are we, right? We had here, over here, a dip. That was a Saturday, 11 October. That was a quite dip that we had, right? And from that point of view, we went a little bit higher and we're still holding on that area till we're going to do something over here, right? And then aim to go higher. So this is the whole idea how you work it out on the capital flow index and use it into your own advantage. Like, yeah, the percentage are there, but I'm 99%. I'm not really paying attention to that one because I don't care. I care where are we? Where are we facing into it? Did we dip already quite heavily on top of it or not? Or are we in the area to take profits? Can I buy now? I'm gonna go on the chart and have a look how that asset looks like. Right? Is it already like bottoming? Did we regain anything? We regain? Cool. I'm gonna buy. Right? No question now. Powerful. Need to watch it again and please carry the link. Yeah, sure. Or no worries. I'm gonna do that as well. I'm gonna cut it out of the video and then upload it as a different video. Yeah, NSB, have fun and let me know if it works out for you, mate, as well. Falling in general, if you buy the bottom, 100% price could fall below your fairly easy. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, yeah, this is still a continuation in the down move over here, right? But you already, if you zoom out or zoom in, depends how you call it, in the way of going into that asset more, right? So eventually here, like, yeah, we dipped, right? We dip into the market, then we start to do something like this. We go and get above the 60 line. That means we start to regain already something on the chart. That gives me already a sign that not only we stop dipping lower, but we starting to reverse the move, right? That's why I said everything below this line, it's still potential move to the downside till you're going to regain the 60% or the minus 60% area. That's already potentially buy. Definitely a buy then, right? Sorry. That's what I say. And that's vice versa as well from the top over here. 60%, right? So yeah, like I said, this is still continuation 1 hour till we're going to reverse, right? So eventually this is, you take profit area. If Bitcoin start to do this, something like this, right? Then already we start distinctly reverse or go into the neutral line or having a pullback, right? Whatever. But that's on 1 hour. Daily wise, that's quite different, right? Right now, because that still potentially can go way higher. It all depends which time frame you look up and focus at. For my spot bags, daily and weekly is freaking the go for me. I'm blindly, and that's me. I'm blindly gonna buy every single asset that's coming into that 60 line because not only we rarely go below that, but we most of the times we front run it even. So if the asset's coming back into that line, then yeah, that's on the weekly. On the daily, it's a bit better, and that's the buy. Spot wise, I'm talking about trading it. It's a little bit different. I still have my way of trading from this. I'm gonna cover that as well later on, but it's a little bit too much for today. us in leverage trading from it, because it's still possible. I did do it with second confirmation, like where are we? Are we bottom or not? Then yeah, you can use that as well on the low time frame when you leverage trading. Definitely it works. And quite accurate as well. Look at that, Friday, like all the dump, everything went above the 60%. And now where do we hold? Minus 28, the mid area. Perfect. Right? But yeah, I hope that's quite obvious and helpful as well for you guys. Yeah, let me know. How does BTC look on the RN? Looks on there, RN. Depends on which time frame you are looking. Right now on right now, oh sorry. Right now on the 1 hour is still continuation, right? It's above 77 even. That's 1 hour, so it's still continuation till we're gonna get close to 60%. Even market wise on the index, that's still facing higher. So 4 hour still middling around the 7% over here. Behind the Solana, you can see it. Credit, see? So over here, we are quite higher on the index wise. And daily wise, we still quite bottomed on it. So yeah, potentially still going higher. But chart wise, we are facing into resistance. So quite heavy one as well, to be honest with you. But yeah, nice run up. Now we need to settle a support. Hopefully something on this side. That's going to be your support. If you're coming back, holding that, it's potentially higher. But now the fun part begins on a higher time frame, what people don't like to hear. So not only we are on the side retesting the whole daily resistance, but then on daily wise, if you need to regain anything, then it's 115 area to go. Yes, potentially that's another 8% move. That's cool. But to regaining anything and breaking the highs, we still have some work to do. So far, locally, great. Great Sunday pump, like always. Hopefully it's not going to be a fake one, like we used to have it over here. Remember this. That was not only a week ago, but that was after the whole big ass lump. So be careful, we're not going to do it again. But so far, it's good. Nice. Did we? Oh, we not. We still have 2 hours to close above this hip. So yeah. So far, so good. Nice move. From the so-called support, if you can call it over here. If there is anything to hold on, and it's fine. All Gucci. Everything's going above. Yeah, still could be continuation. If not, then this is the area to get the reversal sign on it. Be fun if you're gonna have the buy signal right now. Yeah. Cool stuff. Oh yeah. Any questions, guys? Lovely people over here. Anything else that you want to thank you. Do some testing. Back to work. I'm sorry guys, I'm every Sunday putting you to work, but hey, it is what it is. It's not much to work on, but hey, something at least, right? And believe me, this is gonna change your game. Definitely in spot backs. Definitely. And wait till we're gonna be in bear market. Boy, oh boy, you're gonna make money. Take it as it is. Maybe I'm gonna be here next year. to hear everything about it from you guys. But let's see. So far, so good, right? Hope you're gonna have a great weekend. End of the weekend. Depends where you are. Let's see how the market's gonna open up today or tonight. That's gonna be quite interesting. Definitely. Be aware that we're still facing into the resistance. We didn't do major flip yet till we're not gonna regain 110 and then aiming for 115 for the next week. There's not much economics coming in. I mean, core inflation, yeah. But that's only one, and that's gonna be in 24. That's Friday. Jesus, whole week for that to come. So yeah, remember we're facing resistance. So take it easy. Don't go too crazy overboard. We still can come lower to grab the lowest liquidity left, and then aiming to get rid of the resistance above us. Hopefully, let's see. If not, then it's time for Bitcoin to do some bear market stuff, I guess. And the rest of the market maybe can run. Who knows? But yeah, so far, that's all from me. Have a look on the capital flow index. Let me know how you feel about it. And I will see you on the flip side Wednesday. Bye bye. Love you all.